Hello, it's Mike here again from Orchard Farm, Homegrown Organics in New Zealand. How are yous? Okay, so what we're doing today on this rather grey, miserable, drooling, rainy day is I have had delivered to me a load of strawberries. These were my parents and they put them in the ground, essentially in a wheelbarrow, and forgot about them. So what they've got is a crap load of daughter plants. Okay, so I've been chopping the daughter plants off on the ends of their, see, here's one here, chopping those off there like that and planting them out here. Now, I don't know how old these big plants are. They could be 3 years old, they could be 4 years old, and they might not give me any berries, so I'm not going to keep these as berry producing to go into my berry patch. These ones, however, definitely are. These are going to go and see if I can get some more runners off them so I can replace losses or add to my strawberry patch over time. As for my strawberry patch, we'll go over there and have a look at it. Got a crap ton of wood chip that I screened, so that's nice. It's going to give me some options like around the persimmon tree here. Look at that. I dug out all my ochre, got a crap ton of it. Still some in there, I can see. I'm not too worried because ochre's going back here next year. So I'm not worried about getting all the ochre out. And as for my pukeko, I can happily say, since we put Stroop in the pukeko cage, we have not had any plants ripped out at all. So some of them aren't looking the happiest, but I take it that's just transplant shock, and I'm not too worried about that at the moment. I'll see what comes back. And I always expect, I guess, you're going to lose a certain amount no matter what you do. No matter how good you are, you're going to lose some. My major problem at the moment are these bastards. I don't know if you can see them very well. German fucking wasps. They have cost me 3 hives this season. They get in there, they eat the honey, which isn't a major problem, that can be replaced, but they get to a certain part of their development and they like to eat the larvae, and that is a major problem. They kill the larvae and eat them, and that can kill the hive. So yeah, the problem is being, as I said, surrounded on all sides by farmland. There could be 1,000 wasp hives, nests down in that creek there in that gully. I'd never be able to find them, and even if I did find them, it's not my land, I can't do much about them. So anyway, you see my garlic is coming up. Quite excited. This is my wife's family Tainui garlic. Went with her ancestor up north when she was captured as a slave by Ngāpuhi. Luckily she wasn't eaten or raped, she was just sold to a missionary as a wife. And just in here, this was planted a bit later, but you can just about see some garlic starting to come up in here too, which is fantastic. About 800 bulbs in this bed here. I'm really hoping to cash in on a crop. Garlic will last a long way. Onions, not so impressed with, and as always, we have to fight this stuff. Now, I don't know if you guys have got that anywhere else in the world. It's called kikuya. And it's a creeping grass. And its roots go right down. Such as this. And can get 6-8 foot long. Show you an example. Anywhere along there will put down roots, anywhere along there will sprout new nodules. Rip out one part, doesn't give a rat's ass about it, it just keeps going. It is the biggest pain in my ass that there is, and I think according to most people it's the biggest pain in almost everyone in New Zealand's who are in the horticultural sector ass. On to other little bits you may not be interested in, don't know. The 18-day compost, as I suspected was not going to be 18-day compost, has composted quite nicely in some ways, but is nowhere near ready. The temperature is 30-40 degrees on the outside, 40-50 in the inside. Starting to cool down now. The bigger pile, slightly hotter. The most effective one we had was actually the old-fashioned. This puppy's still measuring over 50 degrees, and I don't know whether you can see it or not. I put some air holes in to aerate the centre, because it's quite a big lot. I mean, it's to turn it, quite a lot of effort. Aerating the centre, we're still getting hot temperature in this. Put a thermometer in. So it's still climbing up at over 50 degrees. Not quite hot enough to make a cup of tea, but certainly bath temperature, which means it's still breaking down quite nicely, and it has dropped considerably, the bulk being it was right up here, right up at the very top, and it has gone down 3-4 inch boards, so over a foot. And those holes were actually letting out steam first thing this morning, so that shows me that some air is moving, which is great. This stuff here, my wire cage has worked well. We have had quite a bit of a slump, as you can see. Temperature wise, centre of it is getting hot, not as hot as that one. Probably not got anywhere near as much density, I guess. We'll put that thermometer in and watch it. It's going up. Getting north of 40. But certainly not 50 like the other one. So, and it never got as hot as the other one. Due to turn that one again tomorrow. I still think it needs more green waste in it than before. However, we'll have a look and we'll see. And last but not least, this bucket of brown liquid. That bucket of brown liquid is worm tea runoff from the worm garden. Something's been on my worm garden, I can tell. It's interesting. Some extra garlic bulbs. I don't seem to move them down there. I'll put them out later. So, and these were our broad beans, which I've planted a few out already. You can see the broad beans coming up there. I've planted a lot of broad beans around, not because I particularly like broad beans. Look at that. Now I put a butchered carcass of a chicken in here last week, and it's gone. They're feasting on feijoas and stuff at the moment. There's still a few maggots you can see there that come from that. Not sure quite what will happen to them. But yeah, cleaned it up big time. Put the covers back on that to keep it in the shade. So that's I guess that's about all I've got to say on the subject today. It's wet, miserable, big flight of geese. Not sure if you can see them, heading off to the lakes. You certainly hear them if you couldn't see them. Yeah, so until next time, wherever you are in the world, have a good one. Happy days.